I get asked a lot of questions about new Subarus, and in today's video, I'm going to answer 5 common questions that I get asked from new Subaru owners about some of the settings and the controls on your car. A lot of people ask in the comments section what models and years this information is applicable to. For purposes of today's video, this is going to be for any of the Subaru models that have this 11.6-inch touchscreen display. If you have a specific Subaru related question, whether it's on this type of Subaru or an older model, leave that down below and I'll do my best to answer that for you. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Alex. I like to share weekly Subaru videos just like this one, helping you learn all there is to know on your Subaru. If you enjoy videos like that, consider clicking the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you learn something new and get value out of this video, please remember to click the like button. That helps me out a lot and I would really appreciate it. One of the most common questions I get asked on a new Subaru is how to see the range, the mileage, until you're going to run out of gas. You have on this Outback an analog gauge. On some of the other ones, there's digital gauges that show you how much fuel. But how many miles until E? Well, there's actually 2 ways to do this. One is by using this switch over here. You can scroll up or down and it changes the center display until you get to your range. So this will show you your fuel range here. But if you want that to display all the time, because maybe you want to have your time and weather, or you want to have something else displayed like your individual tire pressures, and you still want to be able to see your miles till E. Well, there's a way you can do that in the settings. So we're going to go over here, we're going to click on settings, and one of the very first options here is going to be meter screen. So this is where you can change what is displayed up there where it says MPG. We're going to change that from eco gauge over to gas range. So here you go. This will always display your fuel range, even if you are on a different screen. Of course, if you don't want to have fuel range there, but you want to have other options, you can adjust it here. So you can have outside temperature and time. You can even have compass. So you can change this to whatever you like. Another setting that I get asked about a lot is how to adjust the warning volume or completely shut off the warning audible tone whenever you're getting too close to the left or the right side of the road. So all new Subarus, even the base trim levels, have this feature. It's called eyesight. There's a camera there on the left and a camera on the right. It looks for lane markings and the edge of the road. So if you do drift too far to the left or the right, it will beep to give you an initial warning that you're too close. Now, if you want to adjust this, you go into the settings here. It's on the car icon on the lower left-hand portion of the screen. You click on more settings and you can adjust the warning volume. So by default, it's going to be on mid. Here's what it sounds like on minimum, which is going to be the lowest, and maximum. But I'm going to go ahead and set it back to mid as default. If you want to turn this off completely, you can go back into the car settings, click on driving assistance, and under lane departure settings, you can turn this off completely. So buzzer only is just going to be the buzzer. But if you turn that off, you won't hear that beeping at all. This next one has been around for many years, but there's still some confusion around what it is and what it actually does. They call it Subaru Starlink, and this connects via satellite, so Subaru will know if you're ever involved in an accident or if you need on-demand roadside assistance, you can click this SOS button. So the red SOS button is for emergency situations. The I is just for general information, non-emergency related, but this will connect to Subaru in the event that you need help. If you are ever in an accident, there's sensors all around the car, and when there's an impact, that will call out to Subaru automatically. So Subaru will contact you through the speakers of the car. If you don't reply, they will send first responders out to you. So a great safety feature on all new Subarus. They give you that functionality for the first 3 years for free, and it's called Safety Plus. If you want to upgrade to something called Security Plus, it includes this SOS system, but also the remote start that I've talked about in previous videos directly from your phone. If you want that remote access though, for remote start, you do have to have keyless entry with push button start. It's not available on the Subarus that have the regular ignition key switch. It's also only available on Subaru models 2020 and newer. There are some 2019 models like the Ascent and the Forester that had it, but again, it still has to have push button start to have those capabilities. Another question I get asked often is how to change the information that is displayed on the top section of this touchscreen. So this top section is independent from the lower portion of the screen, and to change it, you can simply click the arrows on the top right or the top left. And this part of the screen has 3 widgets. You can change this to also display exactly what you want. When the 2020 Outback first came out with this touchscreen display, you used to have to go into the settings like this, scroll down to where it says favorite widget, and that is how you were able to adjust your widgets. You would tap on the one you want to change and go that way. Now, Subaru's made it a lot easier with software updates, so on, at least I know for the 2023 and newer models, you don't have to go into the settings at all. You can be on the home screen, you can tap what widget you want to adjust. So you tap the widgets there, tap angle, and maybe I want to show water temperature. Maybe instead of fuel consumption, I want to show oil temperature, and maybe instead of acceleration, I want to have the compass. So you can change that by the touch of a button very quickly without having to go deep dive into the settings screen. When you're driving at night for the first time, your brightness is probably going to be displayed at the brightest level. So your touchscreen display brightness and the gauge cluster brightness is going to be very bright. If you want to adjust that down, you can use this dial over here on the left-hand side of the dash to scroll that down. So here's what it looks like at full brightness. When we scroll that down, it will dim. This will also automatically dim if you have the left stalk over here switched to auto and you have this dial changed to the right setting. So if you have the 2 dots lined up here, it's not going to auto adjust. But if you go down even just one or to any of these settings down below here, it will auto adjust for you as it gets darker, just making it so that the car is not blinding you at night. That was number 5, but I have a bonus for you guys. Number 6, how do I adjust the location of my apps? So there's multiple apps here. There's even a second page. Maybe there's something on the second page that you would prefer to have on the first page, or maybe you just want to move the phone app down to the lower left or lower right, wherever it may be that you want to have that. So we're going to click and hold one of these apps here. We're going to click and hold. Let's just move that to the center, and then we tap the home button. That adjusts the location. Now, if you go to the second screen, this is a common one that people want to move to the home screen, including myself, is auto vehicle hold. That automatically holds the brake in place for you at complete stops, and it defaults off. So if you want a quick switch to turn it on and off without having to go into the settings, you can use this shortcut. So we're going to click and hold. We're going to move it to the home screen. I like to put mine on the lower left, and then tap the home button. So that saves that. So now whenever I get in my car, I can tap that to turn AVH on, and it's ready to go for me. That about wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this and found some value in it. If you did, please remember to click the like button. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.